Welcome to Unit 6 of Business Analysis. There we go, Business Analysis Techniques. This is our hump week, our very middle week of the course. And this week you're going to do some midterm activities. There's no new reading. You'll just review the previous chapters that we've studied, chapters 1 through 4 and chapter 7. So you will have a discussion question this week, and the discussion question is just asking your thoughts somewhat on the material that we've learned so far, so you make sure you participate in the discussion. Now the assignment for this week is a set of comprehensive problems that cover all of the material that we've looked at so far. So you'll do one or two problems on various topics that we've covered already. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. This is the homework assignment for this week. This is the assignment for Unit 6. And this is problem A. So problem A is asking you to calculate probability of occurrence. So remember, we went over probability concepts back in chapter 1. About page 23 is where you'll see the formula for probability of a particular event. So this will be similar to a problem that we did previously when we covered probability. So this should be just a review, but if you need that again, remember it's in chapter 1. About chapter 23 gives you the probability formula. So you're going to put in the probability of each of these events in green, and then you're going to get the expected value by doing the correct formula in the orange cell. So again, that information is out of chapter 1. So if you need to review it, that's where you will find it. Problem B, then, is actually 4 separate problems. And you'll read through each one, but problem B1 is a situation where you're going to have 2 possible outcomes. In this example, either a birdhouse is going to be returned for a refund or it isn't. So when you look through chapter 2, all 4 of these problems come out of chapter 2. You're going to use the appropriate distribution formula in Excel when you have 2 possible outcomes, and that's described for you in chapter 2 which one that should be. We talked about several types of distribution: exponential distribution, normal distribution, binomial. So you'll select the correct one to use here for problem B1 based on the fact that there's 2 possible outcomes here. On B2 and B3, both of these problems give you information about the mean and the standard deviation. That's going to give you a clue as to which distribution formula you should use for those. So you're going to use a mean distribution formula here as well as here from chapter 2, one that we've used before. And then on B4, this is a queuing problem. So there's a particular distribution that is used for queuing problems that we discussed in chapter 2 that we've used before. So that's what you will use to solve B4. So I'm just kind of giving you a head start. We've done all of this before, and we've reviewed these problems like this in the homework before. Just reminding you that you'll be able to find the information in chapter 2 for problem B. Let's look at problem C. In problem C, you're going to be calculating the expected monetary value, the EVWPI, determining the most to pay for something, determining the max-min decision. So you may recall that all of that is in chapter 3. So in chapter 3, you'll be able to review what the max-min decision is, what the EMV, EVWPI, what all of that is, and you'll have the formulas that you need. So you should have answers in all of the green spaces. You should have formulas or information in all of those, either information that's given in the problem or formulas to solve them in those green spaces, as well as here. So put your formulas in to calculate the correct answers for all of these problems, and you'll find your review information in Chapter 3. Problem D here, you can see from this data, is a regression analysis problem. So you're going to create a regression analysis, and then you'll be able to use that data, the regression data, to answer all of the questions here. And again, this should look familiar. What's the equation? So you're going to write in the equation that applies to this particular data, not the formula from the text, but the actual equation with the numbers in that apply to this information. And so it's asking for things like the SSE, the MSE, the F value. So whatever it's asking for, you'll be able to get all of that out of the regression data to fill these in for problem D. Now the last two problems are linear programming problems, so you're going to use Solver to complete these. So you're going to put down here, just like you've done with your other problems, list your constraints. All your constraint information would probably go right in here, and you will put in your formula to maximize profit. You're going to put in the answer to this here based on your sensitivity information. So you're going to complete a linear programming problem such as we've done in Chapter 7. Chapter 7 is where you worked on linear programming, so that's where you review it. And then problem F as well is another linear programming problem, so you will enter your constraints, your constraint information, enter your formulas, and all of your answers. Everything, all these colored spots should have answers in them, but remember, you'll have to enter constraints down here if there are some constraints, which there are in this problem. So that is the assignment for this week. There's 6 tabs and multiple points on each tab. So this is a large portion of your grade. This is up to 180 points. This is 18% of your final grade. And so that's why I wanted to kind of give you a head start and make sure you know where to find this information. We've done it before, but I just want to remind you what chapters everything came out of, so you kind of know where you're going with that. Okay, so back to our Unit 6. Unit 6, we also have a test this week. It's a 40-question test that covers the chapters we've learned about so far, which is chapters 1 through 4 and chapter 7. So you've got the 40-question test, and you've got the 6 tabs on the homework spreadsheet and the discussion for this week. You can review the additional learning resources from prior weeks to look at the videos again, the discussions that I've entered on previous weeks that have videos attached. All of the previous information up to this point is what will help you to complete the Unit 6 assignment, because it's a review, it's a comprehensive set of problems over the things we've already studied. Also, I wanted to let you guys know that I'm going to change my office hours this week. People wanted a little bit earlier time frame, so I'm going to leave the Monday night office hours from 8:30 to 10 p.m. Central Time, but I'm going to move the second office hours time to Wednesdays from 5 to 6:30 p.m. So kind of right after work is when some people are working on it. So the 2 office hours will be Monday nights 8:30 to 10 p.m. and Wednesday evening 5 to 6:30 p.m. So there's 2 separate days, 2 separate times when you can get on Pronto to talk with me. Also, you can always email me at any time or any day, and you'll always get a response within 24 hours. So if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to contact me. Otherwise, have a great week.